ugly side of social media and the internet is back in the spotlight following Charlie Kirk's murder. Messages engraved on bullets found in Tyler Robinson's rifle indicated a life of someone whom experts called chronically online. Utah Governor Spencer Cox had a warning on the dangers of too much time on social media sites.
This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community.
He's not alone on this either. Here to discuss is Eileen Kennedy Moore, a Princeton, New Jersey-based psychologist and creator of the Kids Ask Dr. Fantastic podcast. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
I'm delighted to have you. Let's start with the governor's comments here. How do you view social media and what is it doing to our society?
Well, the governor is absolutely right that there is no substitute for in-person connection and community. Now, research from Common Sense Media says that most teens think that social media supports and supplements their in-person relationships. But that doesn't mean that it's harmless, especially for vulnerable individuals. Social media amplifies outrage and hostility and extreme views.
So, Eileen, the notion of being chronically online, that's always being glued to your social media app, mindlessly scrolling, and we're all guilty of it, unfortunately. Just listening to you, are you saying this does cause psychological damage to both kids and adults? It's not just kids here.
I think it's important to pay attention to how we feel when we're on our devices and to recognize when we need to take a break. There is definitely a dosage effect. So research tells us that when people are on social media longer, it's more likely to have negative effects. And also, people who are unhappy and have less satisfying in-person relationships are more likely to spend a lot of time online. So it works in both directions. But I think the issue is bigger than social media. So the real problem is the divisiveness in our country and in our world. There is a wonderful organization called Braver Angels, which works on setting up conversations between conservatives and liberals. And they're real conversations, not debates where you're trying to take the other side down and score points, but conversations where the goal is understanding and the goal is to move the needle from they're evil to, okay, I don't agree, but I can understand why they think that way. So when our goal is understanding, then we can think about, well, what is it that they're scared of? What is it that they need? What is it that they're worried about? Or how are they struggling? And when we have that understanding, even if we don't agree completely, we're at least in a place where we can move towards genuine solutions.
Is there a way, Eileen, to prevent someone from being chronically online outside of taking away their phone or tablet?
Well, as parents, we do have to offer some guidance. We also have to model good use of our phones. Like if you're sitting there on the device all the time, guess what your kids are going to do? They're going to argue and let you ask for your phone. The other thing, though, is really to foster that in-person engagement. I have a little podcast for kids in grades K through 8 that's called Kids Ask Dr. Fantastic. It's 5 minutes, comes out every week, and each episode features an audio recording of a question from a kid about friendship. And then I try to say something practical, thought-provoking, and hopefully research-based. But I'll tell you right now, all of the answers are pretty much try to understand the other kid's perspective. So what fuels the development of children's friendships, from those love the one you're with friendships of the toddler years to the more intimate and lasting friendships of the teen years, is an increasing ability to understand someone else's perspective. And when we think about the epidemic of loneliness among adults, the mental health crisis among teens, and the painful divisiveness that we see on display so painfully right now, It has never been more urgent to help kids learn to build strong and caring relationships.
You and I are.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.